my name is Beth, and this is Rad Portraits, a show where I pick someone out of pop culture who I think slays it, tell you why I think they slay it, and then I draw them and I try a different technique every single week. Sometimes you guys suggest the techniques, and that's what's happening today! Who is you suggested that I draw something without lifting the pencil off the paper, and that is exactly what I did. And since it's October and it's like a Halloween-y time, as suggested by Catherine No, we're doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Do you get the pun that I did earlier? Into every generation, a Slayer is born. One girl in all the world, a chosen one. She alone will wield the strength and skill to fight the vampires, demons, and the forces of darkness, to stop the spread of their evil and the swell of their numbers. She is the Slayer. And she is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sharing the title of the critically acclaimed television show, which ran for 7 seasons from 1997 to 2003, Buffy Summers is, as played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, an unremarkably average girl on the surface. She whines, isn't terribly great at her schoolwork, and can be vain to a fault, but underneath all that, she is a one-of-a-kind defender against evil. She is a Slayer, one of a long line of women who are blessed with incredible physical strength, endurance, agility, accelerated healing, intuition, and a certain degree of clairvoyance in order to battle against evil forces. Joss Whedon, the creator and showrunner of the series, invented Buffy out of the desire to see a common Hollywood trope turned on its head. She is an inversion of the Hollywood formula of the little blonde girl who goes into a dark alley and gets killed in every horror movie. Whedon wanted to give that blonde girl more power than anyone around her, and proceeded to examine that power through the run of the show in complex and thoughtful ways. She is not a brute who wins every battle by swinging her fists. Often her battles are too complex to simply beat into submission, and the best conflicts are the ones that come from within Buffy. We all know our own demons are often the hardest to defeat, and the show exemplifies that. Whedon stated that the first mission statement of the show was the joy of female power, having it, using it, sharing it. And that's something special about many of the magical girl stories and tropes. It is more often through the union of friends and family, rather than the might of one's sword, that you can stand strong enough to overcome evil. It's cheesy, sure, but there's a beautiful lesson imparted in that. This television show is beloved. In a 2012 study by Slate, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was named the most studied pop culture work by academics, with more than 200 papers, essays, and books devoted to the series. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a harbinger of the golden age of television. Journalist Robert Moore expressed these sentiments by saying that TV was not art before Buffy, but it was afterwards, suggesting that it was responsible for repopularizing long story arcs on primetime television. So that means if you're fans of Supernatural, Dead Like Me, or the Doctor Who revival, then you have Buffy to thank, because they would not be what they are if Buffy hadn't come first. I binged all 7 seasons of the show after a breakup in college. I was sad, and I wanted to escape my feelings, so I buried myself in the fictional Los Angeles that Buffy exists in. I fell in love with the Scooby Gang. I sobbed for Buffy's family, and I still argue that Spike is one of the most incredible characters that has ever been written for television. Buffy helped me get through a very lonely time, and I absolutely understand why she and her show have become a cult classic. Buffy remains a role model and a hero to me for her unwavering bravery and perseverance, regardless of everything she's been through and everything she's seen. I think that when characters are written like Buffy, it encourages the people who watch her to forgive themselves for their own faults and to strive to be better through their own hardships, as she does. And that's a powerful gift that TV can sometimes give us. That was hard, I'm not gonna lie to you. That doesn't look like Sarah Michelle Gellar at all. That doesn't look like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It looks like concept art for the new installment of Bratz dolls. Okay, so this is an example of why you need to do something a bunch of times in order to get good at it. Obviously, I'm not super good at that quite yet. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to Snarled if you haven't already, leave me a comment in the comments down below and tell me who you want to see on the next Rad Portraits and what you want me to do on the next Rad Portraits. Although next week's Halloween, and I've already got that all ready to go, so... aside from Halloween.